Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, July 18. A drought alleviation program is being prepared for cabinet approval. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Darrell Vaz, told Parliament on Tuesday that moderate to severe drought was affecting almost 70% of the country. He said the drought was being exacerbated by extreme heat, with data collected from weather stations across the 14 parishes showing higher temperatures in June when compared to the same period last year. He added that the Met Service's most recent seasonal climate forecast model for up to September indicated that temperatures were likely to remain hotter than usual, with near normal to below normal rainfall.
Given all that is happening, Mr. Speaker, the Climate Change Division of my ministry has been proactive in ensuring that we take the necessary and concrete steps to make the island climate resilient. The CCD has inter alia developed mechanisms to remove barriers and unlock financing for private sector engagement in climate action.
Meanwhile, the Meteorological Service and the Water Resources Authority, WRA, are teaming up to ensure Jamaica is better able to coordinate efforts and plan for climate change impacts. The entities signed a memorandum of understanding yesterday to share hydrometeorological data for early warning systems. This covers real-time stream flow and rainfall information on a new data-gathering platform made possible with funds from the pilot program for climate resilience. The Met Service and WRA will also share technical expertise for capacity building and establish committees and working groups to allow for speedy data access and transfer. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Pernell Charles Jr., says the partnership will advance Jamaica's efforts to build resilience.
One of the important steps is for us to improve our capacity to collect and collate climate data. Is that the correct wording?
That's right.
As well as for us to improve the information management and the early warning capabilities.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade has received more than $30 million of equipment to strengthen its first responder services. The items were donated through the United States Southern Command Humanitarian Assistance Program Office. They include 42 fire proximity suits, 244 fire proximity gloves, 27 fire boots, 10 coveralls, and 360 bed nets, as well as cots, axes, shovels, rakes, and 2 large military-grade tents. These will be distributed to the 34 fire stations across the island.
But it is of importance that when we ask the men and women of the Jamaica Fire Brigade to put their lives on the line, that we do so by providing the necessary equipment to make them perform their duties.
Charge d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy, Eric Kant, says his government remains a committed partner in strengthening Jamaica's capacity to counter man-made and natural disasters.
The United States believes in Jamaica's future, and we are committed to working with Jamaican partners as well as international partners to ensure when a disaster strikes, Jamaica is fully prepared to manage that disaster and minimize the level of devastation.
Labour and Social Security Minister Shahini Robinson is reassuring beneficiaries of the Path Back to School grant that they will receive their benefit payments electronically next month.
As promised last year, we will facilitate direct electronic transfers of benefit payments commencing with the August 2019 payment. This will represent a saving on both sides, as well as being more discreet and convenient for the families.
Over $500 million is projected to be spent this fiscal year in providing back-to-school grants for students on the Program of Advancement through Health and Education. The initiative started in September 2018. Meanwhile, 800 Path households will benefit this year from upskilling, while another 600 will be engaged in on-the-job training under the Steps to Work program. Labour and Social Security Minister Shahini Robinson gave the update during her recent sectoral presentation in Parliament. She said these interventions were intended to make persons economically independent. As part of that, a further 1,100 Path beneficiaries will receive financial assistance to establish micro-businesses.
Our aim is to ultimately empower persons from the program who no longer qualify for benefits. This on-the-job training is intended to ensure their financial and social stability. If you don't put them in this position of independence, then they will again become dependent on the state for social protection.
The minister added that this year also, PATH will engage 500 families in educational sessions on nutrition, child discipline, budgeting, and parenting. It will target parents with children aged 2 to 6 years. And finally, more audiovisual equipment are to be installed in courthouses across the island in the coming weeks. The disclosure was made by Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck as he addressed the official opening of a new Justice Center in Santa Cruz recently. He says this is to eventually facilitate a paperless court system and help with delays in the justice system.
One of the targets we've been working on for the last couple of years is for the audiovisual equipment to be handed over to the Chief Justice and the judges. And what this audiovisual equipment or the process means that when you are in court, everything that is said or done will be recorded and kept for posterity.
He says the audiovisual equipment will also allow vulnerable witnesses to give testimonies from a secluded location. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.